Hey y'all, I'm Melissa Guerra. I am the Kitchen Wrangler, and today we're going to be making corn tortillas at home. It almost feels a little bit like cheating because everybody these days uses masa, which is corn flour that is mixed with calcium hydroxide, which is known as lime in English or cal in Spanish. What the calcium hydroxide does is it works somewhat like a leavener, but the real magic of calcium hydroxide is that it works like a chemical catalyst, and it makes the nutrition that is in corn available for the human body to absorb. It's a really ancient technique known as nixtamalización, or making nixtamal, which is the dough that is from corn flour and calcium hydroxide. Now, in years gone by, people would make their nixtamal at home. And I have made it, and let me tell you friends, it is a lot of work. So I'm super glad that we have this modern product of masa. It's basically the dehydrated version of nixtamal. It has the calcium hydroxide, it has corn flour, but all you have to do is add water and you can get started on making your corn tortillas. Easy enough. There's some supermarkets that have fresh masa available, and it's just a non-dehydrated version of masa. The problem with corn dough or masa is that it ferments really, really quickly. So you don't find fresh masa available in too many markets, but when you see it, grab it because it makes some really wonderful corn tortillas. Today I'm gonna share my top 5 tips for making the best corn tortillas at home. And my number 5 tip is to find a masa that works in your kitchen. I have tried all different brands and they're not all the same. Look around in the supermarket and see what other people are buying. I have a brand that I really love and it gives me great results every time. It may seem like a minor detail looking for the right product, but then when you buy the wrong product, it's regrettable. Just look around, you'll find something that works for you, one that has good flavor and that makes a really great tortilla. Not all masa are created equal. I tried some cheaper brands with really, really bad results. So you have to look around and find what you like. My number 4 tip is knead the masa just a little bit before you make your corn tortillas. Here's the beauty of modern masa mixes is you simply add water, stir it up, and you've got your masa ready for making tortillas. You can't really make it in advance. You have to make it in the moment for the best result. The cool thing about making corn tortillas is that they're very different from making flour tortillas. Wheat flour and corn flour are very different. So if you don't like the way that your corn tortilla masa has turned out, simply add a little bit more masa or add a little bit more water. It's not gonna act the same as a wheat flour that'll clump or make dumplings or get all messed up. It is much, much easier to work with. Once you get your masa the consistency of somewhat like a Play-Doh, then you're ready to use your tortilla press. I've heard some people say to use tortilla presses for making flour tortillas, and that is a big no. Flour tortillas are stretchy, and so a press doesn't really work to get a nice round tortilla if you're making flour tortillas. But of course, a tortilla press is perfect for making corn tortillas. But before you get started on that, you have to have a corn tortilla press liner. And these little things, you just make them yourself, and I will show you how to make one. So here I have a zipper plastic bag. This is about a quart size. We're gonna cut the zipper off, fold it in quarters, and then we're going to cut it in the shape of a circle. And there are our liners, and you can use these actually for years. So once you have a set, you can just wipe them off and keep using them. My favorite tortilla presses are made of cast iron. Some people think they're too heavy, but I sold thousands of these over the years, and the ones that I don't recommend would be the ones that are made of plastic or lightweight aluminum. With the lighter tortilla presses, you end up having to do a lot more work, and because this is made of cast iron and it's a heavy weight, it does a lot of the work for you because it presses down without you having to use a lot of body strength. That may seem like a small thing, but if you're making 4 or 5 dozen corn tortillas, it adds up. There are some people out there that can hand pat out some beautiful corn tortillas. I am not one of those magical people. I always use a corn tortilla press. Tip number 2 is to remember your tortilla has 3 sides. Now I know it looks like it has 2 sides, but hear me out. Place your uncooked corn tortilla on your heated griddle. Let it sit there for about 10 seconds. I call this the setting side. And now it's time to flip it to the cooking side. The tortilla will spend the longest amount of cooking. On the cooking side, leave the tortilla for about a minute on the cooking side. And what that does is seal the tortilla so that when we get to the next side, that's when the magic happens. Now we're gonna flip the tortilla onto its third side, which is the puffing side. Since the tortilla is now sealed, it will capture all of that beautiful steam that's coming up off of the griddle, and that's what's gonna make it light and puffy, and that is exactly what you want. You see, it really does have 3 sides. And my very top tip, my #1 tip for making corn tortillas at home is practice. You absolutely have to practice making corn tortillas. I make them all the time at home, and I like to have my press and my work surface right next to my stove so I can make them very quickly. Corn tortillas are best when they are made fresh and eaten immediately. They are so delicious and can be used in so many different dishes. Well, we made this huge stack in just a short amount of time. It's pretty easy. But you know, if you have any questions, you can always message me at help@kitchenwrangler.com or through Facebook, Instagram, or even here through YouTube. And you can check out all my recipes on my website, which is www.kitchenwrangler.com. I'm Melissa Guerra, I am the Kitchen Wrangler, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here at the ranch again soon. Bye now.